Alrighty, so I started testing the cameras yesterday. I did a quick run with the Garmin. I knew the audio was going to be terrible on that, but just did it anyway. And then I started on the GoPro. Now, this thing just keeps shutting off. I'm going to try it again now. We'll see how we go. But then when I come back, I bump my camera and the audio connection's now all stuffed up on the camera, so I'm going to have to sync the audio from this in with this video. It's only recording on one channel for some reason, even when you try and mess with the adapter that's going in and out. You can get it sometimes, but then it rotates around, and so everything's going well. Sort of. No, it's not. It's going terrible at the moment. I'm going to do the GoPro last now because that just annoyed me yesterday. So, all right, let's go out with the Action 3, and I'm just going to go for a different run. I did say on the Garmin one that I was just going to do the same track. Yeah, I did that a few times, and the neighbours started coming out and finding out what was going on. So I'm just going to go down the road, get up to speed, make sure I've got some wind noise in the helmet, because that's the main thing that's affecting it. At slow speed, everything's fine. So anything 20 to 40 k's an hour, any one of these will work fine. But as soon as you get that little bit of wind, everything just muffles out. That's what we're trying to fix. Yep, recording. All right, so I've got the baffle back in the muffler as well, just so we can keep the bike as quiet as possible. It's all about the cameras for this one and the microphones. Gonna do the same loop on this road. Gonna keep the bike in enduro mode, and we're gonna pretty much see what it's like about 70 k's an hour on all the cameras. All right, let's do this one. All right, and we're off. So this is just internal mic. Gonna have to shut the lid. Okay, there's Action 3, Boya connector, and original foam cover on the microphone. We'll see if the hush is any better on this adapter. Close the lid, so we're all good to go now. Yeah, what I want to be able to do is just like ride along like this, point out a few things along the way without having to redeem it. I'm going to hit the record button and everyone can hear what I'm. Alrighty, thought we'd come up into the hills a little bit. Now this is the Action 3 with the Boya BYK4 adapter, TRS microphone, and the little hush cover. Let's see how it goes. Alrighty, up to 60 now. Feel the breeze coming through the helmet. As long as people can hear me and stuff, so it's going to be a nice day today, so I'm trying to get this done. Alright, so that was the test with the BYK4 adapter and the TRS Rode mic. So what we'll do now, let's take all the blue tack off because I need to change mics over. Don't need that where we're going, but I do need all the blue tack. Blue tack's just so messy, but it's the quickest thing to test this without putting that permanent glue on, which at this stage, if I can get this clear enough with this helmet, might be okay, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the possible best case scenario out of using this setup is we can still use this camera with one of this setup, but the microphone might need to change. All right, so let's quickly just run that through. So if we can get this working okay-ish on this helmet with this setup, then it's just purely wind noise. And we'll have to probably look at a different helmet. Just trying to rough this in here without it getting entangled. All right, good to go for round 2. And test that one as well. So I've got 4 tests to do with this, with standard mic, with the hush cover, and with the 2 different adapters. All right, let's get to it. All right, here is Action 3 with the standard foam TRRS microphone from Rode and the Google Pixel adapter. So not sure if I'm going to put that in or not, but I still had the Rode Wireless Go microphone clipped to my shirt, jumped on the bike, and then I just looked in my rearview mirror and saw this black thing bounce off the road and flick it up. I was just like, oh no, not cool. Okay, we have Action 3, Google Pixel adapter, and hush cover on the microphone. Let's test this one out. Lid is shut on the helmet. Chin guard is fully extended. It's about as best as we're going to get on this helmet for air protection. Camera's still set to -12 gain. The last ditch effort is that 360 camera down there. It goes down to -18, and I might just test that one with the hush microphone with the hush cover on the microphone. That's going to be the best thing to protect the wind. Okay, so now we have Action 3 with the A-Logic adapter and standard cover on the TRS. Standard cover on the TRRS microphone. Lid down, so hopefully it picks up the microphone a bit better. It's starting to get a bit warm. Go through town first. So ideally, this setup with the hush adapter, so the next one I'm going to test, should be the best setup for this camera, because this adapter has a chipset in it, so it filters out everything, but I think it just filters way too much. Okay, now I've got the wind-hitting helmet. Hopefully you can still hear me. Alright, realistically this should be the best setup for this camera. So we've got the A-Logic adapter and the hush cover over the TRRS microphone. Camera is set to 12 gain, lids down, let's go. So this is going to be the interesting one. Just make sure that the shield is fully extended on this helmet underneath the chin. There we go. Get a bit of wind noise now. Probably get a whistle. I'll go this way. Okay, once again, not everything's gone to plan. I left this on, clipped on before. This went bouncing off down the road. Forgot to take my Rode mic off, and it's just bounced off the road and in the gutter somewhere. So yeah, I'll find that and get back to you. Found it. Well, it's still working, I think. Might be a little scratched up. That's right. It's the number 2 mic, which was the better one, but now it's definitely number 2 mic. Not winning today or yesterday. Need to get mic sponsorship, camera sponsorship, some sort of sponsorship. Alright, let's get back to testing this mic out. But it still works, it's all good. So, last ditch effort essentially. Insta360 X3 TRS microphone and the Hush cover on that. But look how ridiculous this setup is. If you want to go with something like this, you'd need a right angle microphone or microphone adapter. I don't want to go with this setup, but we're just testing this for the audio. So that's why I've left the Hush adapter on, because I'll be running that with the mic, I think, no matter which camera I go with. Alrighty, so we have the Insta360 X3 on with their audio adapter, TRS microphone with the Hush adapter. Now, straight away, I do not like this setup, but we're only testing it for like the Ace Pro, the audio capabilities, to see if that's any good, because at the moment, I have this microphone adapter, you can't see on there, but this microphone adapter sticking straight up. It's like right in my line of view, and it just looks like something is constantly coming at me, like a bug or something. It's another thing I haven't quite, sometimes this helmet, the lid does not want to shut properly. There we go. And we're off. Alright, so hopefully the audio is pretty clear on this. We're just going to go for a little run up on here. I've got wind coming through already. I think I'm nearly 100% convinced on a new helmet. I haven't even had this one. Oh, actually, I'm trying to think. No, I got this on Christmas, so nearly 12 months. So it's done 15,000 Ks, this helmet. But for motovlogging, I think it can be a lot better. Now this camera goes down to -18 in gain, so it should be a lot quieter. I might have to bring the volume up a little bit when I edit it, but as long as the audio is clear, that's all I really worry about. If all I have to do is up the volume a little bit, I'm happy to do that. But it's when everything gets mixed together and compressed, and it just becomes an absolute nightmare. Alrighty, last test. We have the Hero 7 GoPro, TRS Rode microphone with the Hush cover. Now this microphone doesn't have any gain control, it just has this audio adapter thing on the side. This is going to absolutely suck if this is the best audio out of all these cameras, considering the issues I've had with this camera and GoPro, and yeah, even the ones yesterday, it just wasn't good. All right, last ditch effort. Probably this camera might last for about 30 seconds, and that's about it. Should be enough just to get up to speed, get some wind noise, and have a chat. All right, let's go do it. Okay, Hero 7 Black, Rode TRS microphone with the Hush cover. Helmet fully locked down. All right, let's see what this one does, or if it's going to last. I've just got this funny feeling that this camera is going to have the best audio out of them all, just to annoy me, just because it's never worked properly in the past. There we go, gets a bit of wind noise. This road is a little bit loose. That's right, we'll go out onto the main road here and give it a bit of a bootful. Sliding everywhere. Alright, so this is the test. We're up to wind noise now. But just this camera, I
just know this one's gonna be the clearest. It's one of those things, audio works great, video not so much. You just can't rely on the video on this camera. The amount of times I've gone for trips, like I took this one first hiking and it just overheated. And you're like, oh, that's okay, the video will be okay. And then you get home and you check the video and it's just fully corrupted. It doesn't even save the spot that it's up to, it just corrupts the whole lot. So I'm not sure if anyone else had this similar issue, but the video would just pause and then the audio would continue. So it's filmed everything, but it's like it won't render anymore on video. So this is like the cruising speed. This is what you sort of want to be doing out on the road, having a chat, and you want people to be able to hear it without messaging and going, I don't understand what you're saying. Now I know I have an Australian accent and it's mainly American people saying, look mate, I really don't understand what you're saying, but I'm putting that more down to the audio quality than the language accent difficulty. So that was a 40 section for absolutely no reason. There we go, now we've got a bit of wind noise. But yeah, just want to be able to have a decent conversation and not worry about things not working. I'll be very surprised if this is still recording on the GoPro. Like, it'll blow my mind if it's still working, considering what happened yesterday, and today is twice, well if not 3 times as hot as what it was yesterday. Weather-wise anyway.
Okay, so that's all the testing done on all the cameras now. Gonna go put them on the computer, find out what the go is with the audio on all of these, come back and we'll have a chat about what we're gonna do next, I think. Alrighty, so it's a couple of days later. It's pouring down rain outside, so you can probably hear that on the roof, if it wants to pick it up. Hang on, first of all, we'll change the color. Clearly we have a result. It's not one that I really wanted for obviously reasons. Even if you just go back and click between the different cameras, there's no doubt that the GoPro has clearer audio. I apologize for the little bug splatter on the Action 3. I just didn't check it each time when I changed the cables because I just changed it on my helmet, changed the connection and went off again. I didn't notice it until I went back and reviewed the footage. I was going to film it all again, but I thought, well, this is more about audio than video, and yeah, deal with it. The issue that I've come up against, there's sort of 2 winners and there's still an issue outstanding in that a lot of wind noise is still getting underneath that helmet. So what I looked at is which one of these cameras, audio-wise, dealt with that the best, and it's the GoPro. This camera in particular, and I don't know if the newer ones are like that or not, I can't rely on it just to have this as the only camera, just because it does overheat. And the issues I had the day before what you saw this filmed, this thing just had nothing but trouble. Absolutely nothing but trouble, to the point where I put it on the computer and it just froze, couldn't review any footage. The audio was fine, but yeah, issue after issue. The next main test that I wanted to do was the 360 camera, being the X3, with the audio adapter. So the audio chipset in this, from what I've been told by Insta, is the same as what's in the new Ace Pro. So I thought, great, if I can test this out, because I already had this anyway, and the audio is good, then I'll just upgrade it with the Ace Pro, and we're all good there. Going back and looking at the audio profile between the GoPro and this, the GoPro is a lot cleaner. This is pretty much at its limit at minus 18 dB in the gain setting. I don't know what the GoPro is, because once you plug any sort of media mod or the audio adapter into it, it's just automatic. You don't have any control over what the gain levels are, but it does it really well. So that's a win for GoPro, if you want to give it a win, I suppose, which really annoys me. It annoys me so much that, you know, this camera that has given me nothing but trouble, and yet we have all these other new cameras, being even the Action 3, which, never get off helmet. So I really, really like this camera. I don't use it at night, so I don't really have that issue of the stabilization going crazy. It's easy to turn on, it's easy to turn off, it's never overheated, it's done everything that I've needed it to do. Battery life's great, and it's easy to get batteries in and out when I need to. Not a problem there at all. But, as we've just found out, no matter what adapter I have, as soon as you get that bit of wind noise in, it just can't handle it. It just peaks out too much. What I've been told is there could possibly, maybe one day, be a firmware update to this to bring it up to the same audio specs as the Action 4. Okay, great. But with that, I can't justify buying an Action 4, which does have better gain control than this, then buying their audio adapter for another $80 for it to possibly still be worse than the GoPro, which I can probably guarantee you it's going to be worse than the GoPro, as I'm the only one that seems to have done this sort of testing. Now that leaves me with, do I go with the Ace Pro and the audio, or do I get the GoPro Hero 12? That's the dilemma I've got at the moment, and it's pretty much going to be me sitting in front of the computer weighing up the options. So the big difference between the two cameras at the moment, I'm not even taking video specs into consideration, because for what I do, that video between those two is nearly identical for me. I'm not into the AI animations or anything like that. The stabilization, does it do 4K? They both tick that box there. So it purely comes down to which one's going to be better in this helmet. And that's the GoPro. I don't think I'd ever be saying those words again, but I think I have to order the GoPro. And the fact that it's about $200 cheaper than the Ace Pro. Yeah, so we're possibly going to have a whole bunch of other issues again. So once I do order the GoPro, this will become my secondary camera and backup camera. So I'll have this on me all times on the bike anyway. And that will change the way I'm going to do a little bit of filming. It's a lot more back and forth. I normally just like to film and get to one location, but I think what I want to try and do is get more of the scenery involved. So get to a location, set this up, go back, you know, a few hundred meters on the bike, come past, you'll hear the exhaust ripping and all that sort of stuff. More of that sort of filming, get the drone up a bit more. It's mainly going to be me spending more time in the one location rather than just like getting to where I need to go and that's it. So it's going to be a big change for me because I just like to pick a spot and just get there and film some stuff along the way. We'll give that a go anyway. I've got a bit of a test coming up, waiting for the weather to clear up because it's thunderstorm after thunderstorm, then it's 12 degrees, and the next day is 30 degrees, and then a thunderstorm, and everything, all the roads are getting washed out. But yeah, so we have a result. Not happy about it because gone from a nice magnetic mount to click onto like that quickly to back to a screw mount. And if you saw the video where this one ate it, the screw mount just snapped and it came off. So not too happy about that, but yeah, I think that's the way we have to go because the audio, like this Garmin, internal audio is just as good as any of these cameras here until you get some wind noise on it. You can have a look in the video, perfectly fine, shut the helmet, then I take off and then it all goes from there. So no matter what manufacturer, internal audio, which they promote when they're walking around with their little vlogging stick, nothing's really changed. It all works the same. Test it once you get some real wind noise behind it, like inside a helmet, on a motorbike, No one that has got these cameras for free that is technically sponsored by Insta360, GoPro or DJI has done that sort of testing, and I don't understand why. I just don't understand the people that get these sorts of cameras for free from whatever company it is, and they have to stick to a script. They're not allowed to go do their own testing. They have to sort of provide back to the company the information that they'll give them in the first place. It's not a true representation of a test, really. It's the company's words just coming from your mouth. It sort of makes what that person's saying a little bit untrue, and I think people are starting to see through that now. It's like, well, are these really your thoughts? Because the first thing that popped up when the video started was sponsored by Insta360 or sponsored by GoPro or sponsored by DJI. It's all good if they are your words, but it's not like that anymore. They're sending you a free camera. They might not be paying you, but that's still a few $100s that you're getting for free. And if you say the wrong thing that they don't like, I guarantee you the next one that comes out, you're not getting it for free. And that's what I think a lot of people are worried about. They're being restricted with what they can say. Now, I'm not sponsored by anyone, so I can say whatever I like. Doesn't worry me. And here's the facts. Start fixing the audio for motovloggers. I've just done the testing now. I don't understand why GoPro 1 works. I really don't. There's no information on it to say what the gain control is or anything. You just plug it in and it works. It does its own filtering. All good. But the mount's outdated. The camera overheats. I don't know about the new one because this is the only one that I've had recently. And yeah, unfortunately at the moment, it's the only one that makes sense for me to purchase, which really, really annoys me because you've got the Ace Pro that's just come out. You've got the Action 4 that's come out, but the audio, I'm just going around in circles, but I still can't get over the fact that just test it properly. Yeah, and I'm guessing in September next year, GoPro will probably release the Hero 13. Everything will be exactly the same, but it will probably have a magnetic mount. That's the track that all of them seem to be going down at the moment. Not much changed on the camera. They're more interested in the mounting systems, quick interchange in and out, which is fine. Like that mount on the Action 3, Action 4, and the new Ace Pro, way better. Absolutely the best. So if GoPro want to do that, cool. But yeah. I need to go click the button now and purchase, and I may change my mind again, but at the moment it's looking like a Hero 12. Might get the medium mod or not, depends on what deals they got going, but otherwise we're going to plug this in with the TRS mic and the Hush cover. There is a slight difference with and without using the Hush cover. Very minimal once you get up to higher speed, but even just talking inside the helmet, I did some other testing which I didn't put on the video because there was no point really. But it stops a lot of the popping, like when you talk, especially in the helmet, when there's no other noise around, just that little bit better in filtering, those sorts of things. So yeah, I'm gonna clean all this up, finish putting this video on the YouTubes, and I'll see you in the next one.